channel, Live a Thousand Lives. My name is Janaea, and today I'm going to be bringing you my December wrap-up. I know it's super late and it's almost the end of January, but I've had a lot of stuff going on, and so I'm back now. And now someone's texting me. Cool beans. Anyway, so I wanted to bring you my December wrap-up. I actually don't have any of these physical books because, number one, most of them were library books, and number two, the ones that were mine that I have read are now in storage because I'm living with my parents, so I can't have a ton of books around right now, and we're trying to find a place to live, so fingers crossed for that. Okay, so one of the first books I read in December was Lumberjanes #1 by Noelle Stevenson. Lumberjanes is about a group of girls at a summer camp who end up like stumbling onto mysterious happenings, and it was fine. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was good, but it wasn't as great as I thought it was gonna be, but I think I still would continue because it is entertaining. The one problem I really had with this book is that the author kind of put down religion a lot, and for someone who is religious, that is not very fun to read a lot of the time. But I still did like the story. I still really enjoyed the characters, so you know, but that's probably why I didn't rate it quite as high, because I felt like, you know, they were shaming people who are religious, and I don't really think that's quite right. But so that was my first 3.5 star. My second 3.5 star was really disappointing to me, even though I'm not really sure why, because, well, it was 3 out of 5 star. But it was disappointing to me because I've seen the movie of this and I hated the movie, but I thought, oh, the book is always better. Not in this case, okay? So the book is called Skipping Christmas by John Grisham, and it's off, or the movie Christmas with the Cranks is based off of this movie, or off this book, and I hated that movie with a passion. Like, it was just so boring. I didn't find it funny. And the book was kind of the same way. It was just boring and drawn out, and the ending was super rushed. And it took me forever to read, and it was such a super short book that there was no reason it should have taken me over, 2 days to read it. Like, I think it was less than 200 pages. And it took me almost a week because I just could not get myself to read it. So I think I rated it a little too high in my opinion. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. But I think truly, when I really think about it, I would probably only give it a 2 out of 5 stars. I didn't like it that much. So the next book that is under a 4-star rating, which really disappointed me because I really wanted to enjoy this book and like it, was We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I listened to it on audiobook from my library, and I just wasn't invested in the story or in the characters. It took me forever to listen to. I did like parts of it, and I liked the relationship, but at the same time I was really lost some of the times because there was a lot of flashbacks and everything, and so sometimes I wasn't sure if we were supposed to be in the present or in the past, and then there were things that were brought up that were never answered, and I had a really hard time. But I'm thinking I might try to actually read the book instead of listen to it, because it might be one of those books that's better actually reading it than listening to it. So I'm gonna try it again down the road, but I didn't like it the first time I listened to it, which was unfortunate because it was something I was really thinking I was gonna like. So the next book that I read in December well, not read, but my 4-star rating was Flame in the Mist by Renee Adier. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it, but at first it took me a while to get into it. So like halfway through, then I was starting to get into it. But once I did, I was really enjoying it, and I flew through the rest of it. But it did take me a little while to get to the middle. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because of that reason. But I really did like the story and the characters, and I'm excited to see where it goes because I found out it's a series. Yay! I have a problem. So, I don't know if anyone else does, but I have a tendency of picking up standalone books and then finding out later that they're series. Yeah. Happens to me all the time. I'll be like, oh, this book looks cool. Awesome. I'll go home. I'll like type it in Goodreads, like, to put it on my, currently reading. And I find out it's a series and I'm like, really? Another one? Can't just pick a standalone? Ever? Anyway, moving on. I gave the next book I gave a 4 out of 5 stars to because it wasn't as good as the first two, and that was Amulet number 3, Cloud Searchers by Kazu Kabushiki. Anyway, I really love the Amulet series, so much so that I bought my son the first 3 books for Christmas. Because he liked the first one and I love them. So I read the third one and gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And then I read the 4th and the 5th one and I gave them 5 out of 5 stars. So I don't know if it was just my mood that day when I was reading it or what, because it's number 3 is the only one I gave less than 5 stars to. So I'm not really sure what happened there. It could be that I was sick when I was reading it and maybe, I don't know. But I still really enjoyed them. I love the Amulet graphic novel series. I love it. And that's it. That is what I read in the month of December. I started 2 other books, but I didn't finish them. So they'll be on January's, which will be up next week or the week after. Because I film them. Well, try to film them once I'm actually done with the month. So that is my December wrap up. If you've read any of these books, please let me know down below. If you like any of them or dislike any of them, let me know why. And as always, a reader lives 1,000 lives and so can you, so keep on reading. Bye guys.